So coming up next, as we're moments away from rolling here with the Nissan GTR pace car that'll bring the field of Nissan Micra Cup competitors onto pit road, as we're looking at a 3:10 p.m. start to the Nissan Micra Cup run here, scheduled for 30 minutes. We'll be joined by Pierre Brasseur, and we'll be bringing you lap-by-lap coverage of that one. Right now, I'm just going to turn it over to Jim Martin for a few words, and Jim and I will be back following the Nissan Micra Cup to take us through the Pirelli World Challenge GT Final, and then our CTC race to wrap things up here on a beautiful Sunday. It's been great to have you with us, ladies and gentlemen. Still 3 big races to go here this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Pat, and thanks everybody who's come out to join us. There's still lots of things to see and do. 3 more races in total. The Nissan Micra Cup contest as the Micras make their way out of pit lane and down the start-finish line and begin to warm up tires, drivers, and crews. And we're about to go car racing one more time. The Pirelli World Challenge GT cars will take to the racetrack in about an hour, and an hour past that, the Canadian Touring Car Championship. Lots of things to see and do. Stop by the restaurant, grab yourself something cool to drink if you like, maybe a late lunch and early supper. We, of course, have restaurants available in operation in turns numbers 2 and 5 all at the same time. So there's lots of things to see and do, and thanks everybody for coming out to join us. The Micra Cup race is next.
And so the Nissan Micra Cup cars on the start-finish straightaway as we jump onto this race a little bit late. They're charging in at turn number 1. And yesterday, of course, Olivier Bédard, the defending series champion, took the win going start to finish. But there is Norman Boyer in car number 11, that black, green, and white number 11 car into second, third. is the Kevin King number 40. And is that Limoges in fourth right now, Philippe? Oh, it's Exton. I think it is Exton. As I'm joined by Philippe Brasseur, the managing editor with Pole Position Magazine, as he has watched just about all of these Nissan Micra Cup races going back to 2015. And Philippe, no surprise here, the pole sitter Olivier Bédard jumps out in front on this opening lap, but there is 65-year-old Norman Boyer, who won the senior class yesterday. He is right there, but we've got a freight train of 5 of these Nissan Micras running nose to tail up the back straight.
Yeah, excellent start of defending champion Olivier Bédard, and Norman Boyer is in second place and Kevin King in third place. So that's the same top 3 than the podium of yesterday.
And again, we'll be doing a double podium. There's the challenge for the lead up the Andretti straightaway. Norman Boyer, the senior class driver, pulling up alongside of Bédard at the end of that back straightaway into the top of the S's. Bédard trying to hold him off, and he will. Kevin King in car number 40 right there in third. That is the black Micra. Then we move up to the 00 of Jake Exton. He is part of that lead draft as they work on the start-finish straightaway. And now running in the 5th place spot is the 77 of Fadi Mourad, the rookie driver who crashed out here in turn number 4 yesterday. As they peel off into turn number 1, we've got a change in second as the number 40 car of Kevin King gets around Norman Boyer in car number 11. So they shuffle the deck up front down through the bottom of 2. Car number 1, Olivier Bédard, your leader. The black Micra of number 40, Kevin King in second. Third is 11, Norman Boyer. He's the senior class leader and running back in third overall. Then the number 00 of Jake Exton, and then the 77 of the talented rookie, Fadi Mourad.
Valérie Limoges is now in 4th place, so Norman Boyer is under pressure. Valérie Limoges with the car number 220. So Limoges is 4th, and Fadi Mourad, who was started on the first row, is now in 5th, and Jake Exton is in 6th place.
Exton in that 00 car. So Valérie Limoges in car number 220 was scored as 15th here yesterday during race number 1. She was out early on lap number 2, but is putting in a great charge. And here's a challenge for the lead by Kevin King. He's going to pull up alongside Norman Boyer around the number 1 car of Olivier Bédard off the end of the Andretti straightaway into turn number 8. And it is Kevin King in car number 40 who grabs the lead. 11, Norman Boyer into second. Number 1, Olivier Bédard, the pole sitter, shuffled from the lead all the way back into third as King and Boyer were able to get around at the end of that back straightaway. Here comes Bédard as Boyer moves over trying to block the pass attempt down into turn number 1, but he can't do it as Olivier Bédard has charged underneath of Norman Boyer to retake second. And then Valérie Limoges in car number 220, that yellow Micra right there in 4th. She's got the best seat in the house to see this lead swapping battle up front. They work out of turn number 2, heading to the big pack of fans up there in turn number 3. It is a 5-car shootout out front. And that number 77 car, the top rookie, Fadi Mourad, in car number 77 is right there. And Philippe, this is an outstanding 5-driver battle up front, reminiscent of what we've seen in all of these Nissan Micra Cup races.
Action-packed for the first laps, and also a great battle for the 6th place between Frédéric Bernier, car number 28, and Jake Exton, the rookie champion, car number 00.
Well, some great racing all the way through the top 10. Eddie Wong in car number 80, the Alta Nissan Group. He owns 5 car dealerships in the Toronto area. He is running in 8th. He is one of the senior class drivers. Then it is number 20, Austin Riley in 9th, and Peter Dick, number 73 in 10th. On the back straightaway, a bid for the lead. Here goes Olivier Bédard alongside of that black number 40 Nissan Micra, and it looks like we're going to have a lead change in a turn 8 side by side. No, Bédard gets hung out to dry, and Boyer absolutely slips through on the inside to retake second. So they shuffle the deck up the end of the Andretti straightaway. Here's Bédard on the inside again of Boyer. Can't get it done. And on the start-finish straightaway, it is the number 40 car of Kevin King, your leader. Then it is 11, Norman Boyer in second, Olivier Bédard, car number 1 third. Then that yellow Micra of Valérie Limoges, and then Fadi Mourad rounds out the top 5.
And Limoges tried to pass Bédard from the outside. No.
They worked out of turn 2, headed for 3. And right now, Kevin King in car number 40 is starting to open up a little bit of a gap. Those drivers in second, third, fourth, and fifth are going to have to work together. They're swapping positions and slowing each other, and that is allowing King to get away. He's opened up about a 7-8 car length lead. Downhill through the chute, they head up into Moss Corner, and there's Boyer. He takes a nice tight inside line. Olivier Bédard, number 1, will follow him through 5B as the front-running 5 Nissan Micra Cup cars work back up on the Andretti straightaway. Philippe?
Yeah, stock engine, stock transmission, almost stock cars, but a great battle. A lot of fun here for the drivers at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And actually, so Kevin King is the leader, but Normand Boyer in the draft.
And Boyer told me back on Friday when I had a great chat with him, as we go back over 30 years from when he was running in the some of the old single make series, and right now he has closed it up on the race leader Kevin King in car number 40 as they swing back through turn number 10 on the start-finish straightaway. These 5 drivers have pulled clear of a monumental battle going on here for 6th and 7th, involving the 28 car of Frédéric Bernier and the 00 of Jake Exton. That is 6th and 7th. Then Eddie Wong in car number 80 back in the 8th place position, followed by Peter Dick, number 73, Mike Ogren, the driver from the United States, and then Sylvain Ouellette. So it looks like we've lost one of the drivers who was up there inside of the top 10. Might be Austin Riley, who has been shuffled back into 12th. So the lead pack works its way on the short chute out of turn 3, headed to 4, and that race continues here for the 6th and 7th place position. Frédéric Bernier, 28, and the 00 of Jake Exton. That is an absolute war going on as they come into the hairpin at Moss Corner. Bernier in the red 28, and then that lime green Move It sponsored 00 car. They're having a battle there for 6th and 7th. 109 horsepower on in these cars, produced at 6,000 RPM, 107 foot-pounds of torque, and the price tag, the MSRP, $99,988. It doesn't cost that much to go racing, and these drivers are putting on an absolute show. Up front, the fight for the top 5 positions continues close. There's Exton as we look at the race for 6th and 7th continues on the start-finish straightaway. It is Kevin King in car number 40 still leading the way, the Sherbrooke, Quebec driver, ahead of Normand Boyer out of Saint-Agathe. He is running in second, then Bédard, then Valérie Limoges, and then the rookie driver Fadi Mourad. And Mourad really busted up that car after he crashed in turn number 4 yesterday. The crew must have spent hours getting it back together, but it looks like they've done a superb job. He is right there on the pace here with the rest of the top drivers.
And Mourad is a rookie driver, and actually we have 3/10 of a second between the top 5, so that's very, very close.
Well, Kevin King, no surprise, still running at the front here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. A year ago, he finished in the 2nd place position in race 1 on the weekend, finished 3rd, and then last Labor Day weekend when the Nissan Micra Cup Series ran here, he had a win and a 3rd. So he has had, at least in the last couple of years, a total of 5 podium finishes and looking to make it 6 in a row if he can finish in the top 3 here this afternoon. But right now he has got Normand Boyer and Bédard, Limoges, and Fadi Murad all over him as they work up the end of the Andretti straightaway into turn number 8. They're going to go side by side again, and a change in that second place position as Bédard has moved around Norman Boyer to grab the second place spot. Here comes Boyer back on the inside into turn number 10. Bédard on the inside. Great bit of driving there by Norman Boyer, and here comes Valérie Limoges. They're going to go 3 wide across the line into turn number 1, and it'll be Bédard into second. Valérie Limoges third, and Norman Boyer got the worst of that. He gets shuffled back into 5th as Fadi Murad in car number 77 will take over that 4th place spot.
Yeah, Boyer in the inside and Fadi Murad outside.
Coming into turn number 3, Fadi Murad will take over that 4th place spot. So Norman Boyer in about half a lap, although he's leading the senior class still, gets shuffled from that 2nd place spot down into 4th. Fadi Murad did get around, but Norman Boyer able to retake the spot. Boyer, one of the senior class drivers, you've got to be 40 or older to qualify as a senior class driver. He qualifies in a big way. He just turned 65, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, and right now mixing it up with some of the other Nissan Micra Cup regulars. This race being streamed live, Philippe, on Facebook. And of course, you can catch the Nissan Micra Cup coming up on other media outlets and elsewhere online.
Yeah, on YouTube, a Micra Cup TV channel, or King and Boyer side by side.
Into turn number 8, we've had yet another change in the lead as they play shuffle to deck in race number 2 of the Nissan Micra Cup, and it is yesterday's winner, 2-time champion and pole sitter Olivier Bédard, who has climbed the ladder. Bédard back to the stripe he will go, followed by King in car number 40, Limoges in the yellow number 220 car 3rd, Norman Boyer 11 in 4th, and Fadi Murad, the rookie driver, as we work up across the line here. 7 laps in the books, and checking the time, this one's scheduled for a total of 30 minutes, and we're about to almost 13 minutes in, so coming up on the halfway point, and I think we've had a total of 3 different leaders already, and we've seen several different versions of the top 5 running order among these drivers. Right now, it looks as though Olivier Bédard, I think, is trying to check out on the rest of the field as Norman Boyer in car number 11 and Fadi Murad have dropped a little bit further back. They work up into Moss Corner, and it is that Solid Experts sponsored Nissan Micra of reigning champion number 1, Olivier Bédard, who continues to lead him up the back straight.
And also a great battle for the 8th place between Eddie Wong and newcomer in the series, Mike Ogren, the American driver, and also Peter Dyke, the Ontarian driver, number 73.
Great drive here for that number 80 car of Eddie Wong, car number 80, the Alta Nissan group. He is running 8th overall, and that would be, I believe, does that move him up, I think, to about 2nd or 3rd among the senior class drivers. Peter Dick, number 73, running 9th overall, and Mike Ogren in the number 17 car is 10th. And I think also with that group is Austin O'Reilly in car number 20. So some superb racing all the way through the field. And I think Eddie Wong just got shuffled back at the end of the Andretti straightaway, as this is another fierce 5-way battle going on for positions 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And it is car number 17 who has moved up into that position. Mike Ogren doing a nice job. He is now 8th. Eddie Wong in car number 80 runs 9th. And Austin Riley has taken over that 10th place spot.
Austin Riley, who has clinched his first top 10 finish in the series yesterday, and today is now in 10th place.
We go back with the lead pair down through turn 4 and up into Moss Corner. Olivier Bédard in car number 1. The driver by just a couple of car lengths over car number 40, Kevin King. as those two cars have opened up about 7 or 8 car lengths on Valérie Limoges. And then we've got Norman Boyer in 4th, and then Fadi Mourad, one of our top rookie drivers, back there in the 5th place position. These Nissan Micras running, as we said, 109 horsepower, probably something in the vicinity of about 140 miles an hour up that back straightaway. And into turn number 8, Kevin King trying to get around Olivier Bédard. He took a bit of an outside line going in and is close to within just a car length. Valérie Limoges not out of it right there in 3rd. Boyer 11 in 4th, and then Fadi Mourad in that gray Nissan Micra trails the group of 5 that worked down into turn number 1. That'll be 9 laps completed in this one, scheduled to go as we come up on the halfway point with a grand total of, let's see here, 14 minutes to go in the event. Mike Ogren in car number 17, that red Nissan Micra, holding off Eddie Wong in car number 80. Austin Riley is the 10th place driver. Peter Dick 73 just out of the top 10 in 11th. As these drivers are paired off into here, a couple of dandy 5-car battles that's going on around the racetrack. There's the 73 of Peter Dick. He is the last driver there in the top 10, or pardon me, he's 11th. And the last of the drivers in that group. They swing under the Chevrolet Bridge, headed for Moss Corner, as the lead group are on their way up the Andretti straightaway. We'll watch them run into the top of the S's. So 2 outstanding 5-car battles in a turn 8 side by side. Kevin King in car number 40 has gotten around Olivier Bédard into turn number 9. King on the inside. Here's Bédard. He swings wide, looks for a charge on the inside, and Bédard will retake the lead. Here's Valérie Limoges. It looks like Bédard got balked coming out of turn number 10.
3 wide.
They're going to go 3 wide into turn number 1. Here's Norman Boyer, still 3 wide into turn number 1. And Kevin King on the outside will grab the lead. Olivier Bédard in a 2nd. Limoges is 3rd. Fadi Mourad is running 4th, and Norman Boyer got the worst of that. He got shuffled right to the tail end of that quintet of drivers as they peel off a turn 2 and head up into turn 3. It is still anybody's race up front, and this is the incredible, fierce and close racing we've seen in every one of these Nissan Micra Cup races.
And Fadi Mourad is now very close on Valérie Limoges for the 3rd place. And once again, side by side between Kevin King and Olivier Bédard.
Olivier Bédard charges down on the inside, looking for the pass. He'll take a look into 5B, can't get it done. And up into 3rd now is the rookie driver, Fadi Mourad. And now he is going to be challenged by Norman Boyer, who has put Valérie Limoges, who was up as high as 3rd earlier. Valérie has been shuffled back to the tail end of that 5-car draft into the 5th place position. Norman Boyer in car number 11 is closing here on Bédard in car number 1. We'll see if he tries to make the slingshot draft pass at the end of the Andretti straightaway. There goes Norman Boyer to the outside, and Boyer will go all the way into 2nd place. So the KG veteran, Norman Boyer, the senior class driver, is mixing it up here with 4 of the regulars as they work out of turn number 10 and on the start-finish straightaway. This is fierce, close competition. And now here goes Bédard on the inside of Norman Boyer into turn number 1, and he'll retake that 2nd place spot. Boyer in car number 11, the green, black, and white Micra. Back into the 4th place spot as Fadi Mourad pulls up alongside. Can Mourad make it stick? Yes, he will. Now he goes wide in turn number 2, and underneath, Norman Boyer will retake that 3rd place spot. Philippe, this is unbelievable racing action. Side by side for third between the rookie Murad number 77 and Boyer in car number 11. And there is Valérie Limoges trying to get the double draft. And we'll see whether she'll be able to make it stick. And yes, she will. Valérie Limoges will bring that yellow Micra up in a third as they are just swapping positions all over the racetrack.
The Nissan Micra Cup Series has been created in 2015, and that's probably one of the most spectacular races of the series I ever seen.
Well, indeed, this is the opener here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. These drivers will be back here to run on the Chevy Silverado 250 weekend. And here comes Norman Boyer. He is drafting on that number 220 car of Valérie Limoges. We'll see if he'll try the slingshot pass at the end of the straightaway. Can't get it done. He elects to tuck in line. And now it's single file for the first time in a couple of laps as they run it through the S's. And on to turn number 10 they will come. So a bit of a breather here. Number 40, Kevin King, your leader. Then the 1, the pole sitter, yesterday's winner, Olivier Bédard. And then it is the number 20 car of Limoges, then Norman Boyer, and then Fadi Murad. That is your top 5. Also looking at this scrap that's going on for 6th and 7th, it is the 00 of Jake Exton in 6th. 28, Frederick Bernier is 7th. The 17 of Mike Ogren runs 8th. Eddie Wong in the Alter Group car runs 9th. And we've got a problem. Oh, it's Eddie Wong's car is off the racetrack, and it looks like one of the other Nissan Micras have flipped. And so we're going to go to a full course yellow with 12 laps completed, about 8 minutes to go. We'll try to get a number on that car. Maybe you can identify it there, Philippe, but contact between Eddie Wong and another one of the drivers.
Maybe Peter Dye, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
maybe he's involved with Eddie Wong, yeah.
So the report is the cars 73 of Peter Dick and the 80 of Eddie Wong were the two involved. And we'll see if, there it is, 2 cars get together. And nasty looking little crash there. Is that down in the turn 1 area maybe? We'll double check it. Yes, it is. As we look at the car flipped over, hopefully the driver is okay. Of course, when you talk about the safety equipment on these Nissan Micra Cup cars, they start as a standard Nissan Micra Cup. As we said, the MSRP on these cars, less than $10,000. They do modify it with the racing suspension kit, a FIA-approved seat, the 5-point safety harness. They all have the fire extinguishers aboard, and of course, a few other performance tweaks, including high-performance brake pads. They've got the driver protection net, and of course, they go to the stylized fast wheels with the low-profile Pirelli tires. So maybe we'll see another shot of that incident, but it looked as though Eddie Wong in car number 80, the Alta Nissan Group driver. I've known Eddie for a long, long time. He's become a very successful Nissan retailer with 5 stores in the Greater Toronto area. And the Nissan GTR safety car is out on the racetrack. We'll pick up the field. There it is. We see Wong. He really smacks the front end of his race car. And yes, that is the 73. As we see the replay there of Peter Dick, was the car who smacked the wall and then flipped over on its roof. And now the field works its way through the turn 3 area as we're under the full course yellow. Again, checking the clock. This one scheduled to go 30 minutes, and we're coming up on 25. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get that situation squared away. If we do, then we'll be probably looking at a 1 or 2 lap shootout to the checkered flag. Otherwise, there is the possibility, Philippe, that this one might finish under the full course yellow, which would give the win to Kevin King. Olivier Bédard would finish second. Valérie Limoges would be third. Norman Boyer would finish fourth, but he would be the first place driver in the senior class. And then a great drive here for Fadi Mourad, looking for a top 5 finish in his rookie season. Had a disappointing run yesterday, crashing, going down the chute. But the team has done a great job of rebuilding that race car. And right now he sits 5th in line, looking to pick up a top finisher this afternoon. Philippe?
Yeah, and regarding the crash, the incident between Peter Dyke and Eddie Wong, it's important to note that both drivers are out of the car. They're uninjured, which is normal because motorsports today is very safe, but especially Nissan Micra Cup race car are also very safe. So both drivers are uninjured.
Okay, looking at the rest of the season here for the Nissan Micra Cup cars, they'll be racing in a couple of weeks on the June 2nd and 3rd weekend at Calabogie Motorsport Park. That'll be the Kyle Nash race, that track just southwest of Ottawa. And then July 7th and 8th, while we're here for the Mobile One Sports Car Grand Prix weekend, the Nissan Micra Cup Series will be running the Summer Classic at Mont Tremblant. And then August 10th, 11th, and 12th, they'll be at GP3, the Grand Prix of Trois-Rivières, running a couple of races there on August 11th and 12th. And then after that, they come back here to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park as one of the support class races in the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park Chevy Silverado 250 weekend, running with the Camping World Truck Series. So that'll be another big weekend. And of course, they will wrap up the championship in the fall, September 22nd and 23rd, the Fall Classic back at Mont Tremblant. So a total of 12 races this year for the championships, 6 in Quebec, 6 in Ontario, and 4 of those 6 races on Ontario are right here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Philippe, what can we expect if we do go back to racing? It looks like we may not, as the clock has moved to less than 3 minutes before that checkered flag is going to come out. So the lights are still flashing on that Nissan GTR safety car as the field works through turn number 3. And I don't think that they're going to have sufficient time to get those cars of Eddie Wong and Peter Dick towed out of the area in time to get this one underway. So I think it's just a matter of a couple of minutes from now as we come up on the 28-minute mark with a total of 14 laps completed that they're going to show the checkered flag here at the flagger stand on the start-finish straightaway.
Yeah, with just only 2 minutes to go, and it's not possible to finish this race on green, unfortunately.
Well, for Kevin King, looks like it's another weekend. I think this will be his 3rd weekend in a row here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park where he's finished on the podium. Yesterday, he finished 3rd behind Olivier Bédard and Norman Boyer. And for Kevin King, with a win here and Bédard in 2nd, I think he's going to come out of here 2nd in the championship. Bédard, with his win yesterday, looks like a 2nd here in the next couple of minutes. That Olivier Bédard, the 2015 and 2017 Nissan Micra Cup champion, has off to a nice start in trying to defend his championship.
And also Olivier Bédard has 2 points for pole position for the first and the second race today.
So the field working its way through the turn 8 area. They'll be working their way on around here to complete what will be lap number 15 as we come up on the 30-minute mark. Let's double check where that is. Originally I thought it was up in turn number 1, but I think it's actually over there between turns 8 and 9. Somehow those two drivers got together, Eddie Wong in car number 80 and Peter Dick in the 73. And there's the white last lap flag, as we indicated, as the clock about to hit 30 minutes in about 12 seconds from now. So the white flag has been displayed at the flagger stand. Less than a lap to go. The checkered flag will be out next time around, and this one is going to finish under a full course yellow. Let's have a look at where they sit single file. These are going to become the official results in a couple of minutes. Kevin King in car number 40. An outstanding drive here for the Sherbrooke, Quebec driver. The King Motorsports entry finished third yesterday. He'll get the win here today. Number 1, Olivier Bédard will finish in second after his win yesterday, and with the points for pole qualifying, he is going to be the points leader going to the next stop in the championship, which is at Calabogie, I believe, as we went through that schedule. Yeah, a couple of weeks at Calabogie. Then Valérie Limoges, a tough race yesterday for Valérie. She bounced back here to finish on the podium in third. Norman Boyer, what can you say about a guy who races that hard, that fast, at 65 years young, one of the senior class drivers? He's going to take the win here in the senior class, fourth overall. And then Fadi Mourad, we're going to be seeing a lot more from this young rookie driver. Had a tough day yesterday. He bounces back here to finish fifth overall, fourth in among the non-senior class drivers. Then Jake Exton in the 00 up for sixth. 28, Frederic Bernier in seventh. Mike Ogren will finish in eighth in car number 17. Austin Riley moves up to ninth, and Sylvain Willette in car number 98 will round out the top 10. Tough afternoon here for Eddie Wong in the Alta Nissan Group car. Well, Eddie owns 5 dealerships, so I think they've got the resources to rebuild and get that car ready for a couple of weeks at Calabogie. And for Peter Dick, one of our other senior class drivers, they were fighting it out there, I think, for second and third among the senior division. There you see the 73 car of Peter Dick on the flatbed being rolled back here down pit road. And we just wait for the field now to make their way through the top of the S's here in a moment behind that Nissan GTR pace car. And they'll bring out the checkered flag and officially conclude race number 2 of the Nissan Micra Cup Series.
And for Valérie Limoges, it's a 10th podium in the series for the only female driver in the Nissan Micra Cup.
And there is the pace car, checkered flag out at the line as they wrap up this 30-minute Nissan Micra Cup event. And they are going to be heading down to the victory podium, Philippe. Yesterday, of course, with the weather, the results from yesterday, Olivier Bédard, the winner, Norman Boyer second, Kevin King third, and then among the drivers in the senior class, Norman Boyer was the winner there, Peter Dickens second, Frederic Bernier third. And here today, Boyer, of course, will again be up on the top of the podium. And who is our second place?
Frederic Bernier is in second place, and Sylvain Ouellet is
okay, so those will be
third place.
your other 2 senior drivers who will be on the podium.